Welcome to this week's natural selection activity. So you find it as usually when you click under course content, you get to the natural selection activity, and it's got the same structure as all of the other modules have. There's an overview, um, and then you're going to read you're going to have a lab handout as usually that you get to when you click on here. There's a lecture that gives you the background that you need to answer the lecture quiz materials. There are a lot of misconceptions on evolution out there, and the OpenStax textbook does a really nice job discussing some of the misconceptions that are out there. It's the fact of the matter, though, is evolution is real. It's got nothing to do whether it's a theory or not. It simply is the best explanation that we have for the observable facts of life. Um, there's so many similarities between the organisms, from the smallest bacterium all the way to humans, animals, all of that. Um, there's also differences, and evolution can explain all of that. Evolution can explain things like, or natural selection can explain why we need to have a flu shot every year. It can explain how COVID came about. It can explain all of those things. And to talk about the elephant in the room, you don't have to not believe in God. Nobody tells you that it's one or the other. Well, at least scientists don't tell you. There's lots of scientists who believe in evolution and believe in God, because there's so much evidence for evolution and natural selection. It explains so much. The demo is pretty simple. There's literally just a lab handout. Let me go click on that real quick. So when you go to the question set, the they're simply questions, and you're going to answer these questions in a quiz again. But it's simply, well, there's pictures, and all of the material that you need to answer the questions is right here. We want you to just think about these things, right? And it's simple stuff. Is the population of mice different in Figure 3 and then Figure 1? Well, yeah, obviously it is, right? And then think about why. That may be the case. So that's going to be the handout. That's going to be the handout that you're going to fill out in the form of a handout question set. Then there is a Labster activity. I really like that Labster activity. I think this one's a lot of fun, and really explains how evolution can come about. And then last but not least, I want you to play a natural selection activity. So the activity itself is here. And I made a video that gives you an idea of what I want you to do. But basically, this natural selection activity gives you the ability to have a little bunny rabbit. You add a mate, and then you can add wolves, you can add limited food, you can add mutations, and then you can run these activities through until, all the bunnies die. You can play this in the prairie, or you can play this in the Arctic. And depending on what the conditions you use, you get different results. I want you to put these. I have an Excel sheet that I made that can be found here, that I want you to use to fill in the conditions that you used. So if you used, so there's specific conditions that I want you to fill in. There is a video I made to show you what exactly I want you to do. So watch that video. I think it'll explain a lot of that. And like I said, that's a bonus activity, but I think it's one of those things. I think that's quite a bit of fun. And that's it for this week. Don't forget the exam that also happens this week. And the exam will include questions about the evolution activity. Um, but the questions will mostly come from the lecture and from this lab demo handout. And that's it for this week.